Kia ora. Time for another The Bachelorette New Zealand Season 1 recap. I'm Mama C. Last night, Mark and Lucina had a date. He got a rose, even though he doesn't know what an alpha male really is, and she has no idea that he had jumped ship and went to Team Lily, before jumping then to Team 50-50 right before his date, where then he stuck his giant tongue in her mouth. Lily and Terrence had a date. They had a great time of jet boating and dinner. It was fun to watch them because they were having such a good time, and they obviously get along together. He lost, or I think he lost the bet, or I don't know, but that's the way they made it sound, because she wanted him to get like a certain time. He got just over it, so who really won? I don't know, but somebody has to jump in the pool tonight. Okay, he did get a rose. Then a cake decorating contest had rewarded Jesse and Kurt with dates. Kurt and Lucina had a chat. He did not get a rose. Jesse and Lily had a chat. He did get a rose. The other boys washed some cars in their togs, and I have a crush on Daryl. Tonight, it's Tuesday night, episode 6, cocktail party time. Dom is feeling urgency about speaking to the girls because he hasn't had a chance to speak to them. Mark is pissing off the other guys because he is bragging about kissing Lucina. Glenn sees he is going to focus on Lily. He then gets up and approaches her, interrupts her while she's chatting with other guys, and takes her off for a walk. We find out later Lily had no intention of talking to Glenn, but he obviously felt otherwise. So she was cordial, and she went and had a chat with him. Maybe they can finally rule him out and get him out of there. He's just weird. The guys chat about Glenn's lack of filter, but he's grown on Liam, and he kind of gets him a little bit, and he says, he'd have his back. So at least, those two have each other. So when this is all over, they have each other. So, see, maybe they found love after all. Lucina grabs Aaron and pulls him aside to chat with him. She just wants to touch base, make sure he's doing okay, because obviously she's been dating the other guys, and so she asks if it's kind of made him jealous. I mean, and yeah, he admits, yeah, it does bother him, because why wouldn't it? Especially if you really like somebody and you want to see where this can progress. He then tells her about his past, but he's basically describing almost every guy I've ever known, except he was being honest about it. She says she was a bit scared by his past. He goes on to say how he's changed. And then she does realize it's like, obviously, he wouldn't be telling her this if he hadn't made changes in his life. So, she realizes he's just sharing it honesty with her. And I was rapt because then he goes in for the kiss. I'm like, yes, take that, Mark. I was loving it. And he's over the moon, obviously. He's quite smitten. Yeah. Glenn returns from his walk and he feels confident that he shared some time with Lily, and we get a look into the eccentricity that is Glenn a little bit. I guess he's just a different bloke. Obviously, everybody seems to say, he's a genuine person, he has a heart of gold and all that. He's just a bit of an odd duck. There you go. Lily takes Quinn to play some pool and have a chat. Lily likes that he's adventurous. And she would have liked to spend more time with him, but, there wasn't enough time. She could have spent several more hours with him, she said. Aaron returns and confesses his kiss, then Mark gaslights him, trying to say he taught her everything he knows. Just dick moves is what he was doing. That's really what it was, and I don't know how else to put it. Lucina pulls aside Tavita and asks how he's doing, just like she did with Aaron, because, she had a date with Tavita before, so she's just touching base. And then he says he was a bit surprised here Mark and Aaron had kissed her, and he says, well, they're there for fun, I'm here for real, and he kind of acts like, oh, well, he says it doesn't bother him, but it does. I mean, it was obvious. It was right on his face. Then, poor Dom. Poor Dom. He just wants to try to talk to somebody, right? So he tries to come in and say, Lucina, I'd like to talk to you. And then, Tavita, he becomes all steely. It was really weird and sort of aggressive and everything. And it sort of shocked Lucina that he became so aggressive. And then Tavita sort of starts just, I don't know, it's really weird. He says he dared was either, I can't remember if it was Aaron or Mark or whatever, but he said he dared them to kiss her, which I didn't hear this, so I have no confirmation one way or the other if it really took place. Then finally that's all done, but poor Lucina is so shook, right? Because, you know, this whole thing, she's like, what is happening? So the poor Dom then, he finally gets his shot to talk to the poor woman. But she is, like I said, she's so shook that it's like, she just can't seem to hear what he's saying. And it's like it's not even getting in because she's just so shook up from this whole thing that has happened. You know, she doesn't know what to think about Tavita and Aaron and Mark and that whole business. So, you know, she doesn't know what to make of it. And honestly, it is kind of confusing because, you know, what was he trying to gain by that other than to try to cause friction or try to push somebody else out of the way or try to put doubts in her head, which obviously he did. He put doubts in her head by doing this, but I think what he didn't realize is that now she has doubts about him. So, whoops, that was the wrong move there, mate. A lesson learned there, huh? So, okay, Dom says then that, you know, he's confident he's done about 9 months of traveling. Lucina, like I said, she's so distracted she can't concentrate on the conversation. She asks how old he is. He says he's 21, so he's one of the younger ones. And then that was quick as. I mean, there wasn't much time. She then obviously needs to talk to Daryl. So my sweetie goes in there, and she's chatting with him about the situation. He says that he thinks Tavita lied a bit because, you know, just to stir the pot, because he said he didn't hear any of that. But, you know, he said if anything, it could have been a joke in passing or something like that. But he said it was not like any real conversations that he was aware of. So he also tells her that he says that Aaron is smitten with her, which I think we all knew that. He tells her that Mark was bragging about kissing her. Yeah. Okay, so she and to wrap that up. So Kurt is worrying about his lack of getting a rose from his chat, you know, but he says he respects her decision. And, you know, I really hope that, you know, that she keeps him on a bit, you know, just to give him another bit of a chance, because, you know, she's been going after like what she thinks are the beefcake guys, and she doesn't realize that if she wants substance, she's gonna have to go for more than just a pretty face. And I'm sure she knows that, but, you know, who knows? Maybe she's got to weed through these first because the producers want her to. I don't know. But I don't know. Anyhow, let's keep moving. So the cocktail party is wrapping up, but still no pool jump. What's up with that, eh? Well, I'm guessing either they must be having to wait, right? Well, I suppose they have to get through the rose ceremony, because otherwise that'd be awful messy, because then people would have to get cleaned up and all that again and drag out an otherwise already long night of filming. So Glenn says to Lily that he wanted to hear what she wanted to hear. Lily and Lucina, I'm tired, sorry. Lucina and Lily are chatting with Art. Then they're recapping about the guys. She said that Glenn was saying what she wanted to hear. So she's like skeptical of just the way he is, because he doesn't seem genuine. But remember, he's different. So nobody really knows. And then obviously Lucina is stressed out about the whole Tavita and Aaron and Mark thing. So, you know, you're wondering what's going on. Now, obviously Mark already has a rose, but yeah. So it's rose ceremony time. Thank goodness. Art tells us that 2 guys are going home tonight. Liam says Daryl isn't cool as he thinks he is, but I disagree, because sorry Liam, Daryl is everything. I love you, Daryl. I love him. He could talk to me all night. I just love him. Anyway, I love that voice of his. And again, I swear I know him from somewhere. I at least know his voice. So I'm like, God, after working in radio for 25 years, I'm like, I know I've heard him somewhere. Somewhere. Don't know where. Still waiting for you guys to tell me where he's been from or what he does, or that how I would know him. It's killing me. All right, so it's time for the girls to hand out the roses. Up first, we've got Lily. She selects Quinn. Then Lucina gives Aaron. Lily then chooses Liam. Lucina chooses Logan. Lily, Jonathan, Lucina, Steve, Lily, Connor, Lucina, Kurt, Lily, Flynn. At this point, Tavita is freaking out so bad because he's like, oh God, he knows he mucked up. So he's tripping out big time. Then Lily says George. And then Lucina has the last rose and she says Glenn. Oh my God. Yeah. It's like they are just gonna milk this. Oh my God. So Dom and Daryl, my love, are leaving tonight. But it's okay because then I find out our sexy mole is not going anywhere just yet. Yay! Tavita thinks that he got Lucina's message loud and clear, and that's why he was made to wait for his rose so late. Lily and Terrence jump into the pool finally, so, they both end up going in the pool. Tavita is regretting his word diarrhea from earlier about Mark. Lucina was up worrying about Tavita then, like, all night long. Tavita, the Tavita Aaron Mark thing. That's what she was worried about that all night. So she selects for her date the next day Steve. Yay! Which I'm pleased about because I like Steve. So they go and do some knife throwing. Lucina kicked Steve's butt in that round. But then they went on to clay pigeons and, Lucina nailed her first shot, but then Steve totally did so much better. So he won that round with the clay pigeons. And now she's starting to see, after spending some time with him, she's starting to see why he is such a great catch. She says it's like the lusty attraction or whatever, like she has with the other ones. She says it's not the same there. But girl, come on, give a boy a chance. It's called substance. Remember, you want more than just a pretty face. Yeah, you want substance. And Steve, he reminds me of my husband. Steve does. He seems like a strong, quiet man, loyal to a fault. I just see so many similarities, and so I think that's probably why I like him so much, because he really reminds me of him. And like, my husband's like the best guy you'll ever know. Seriously, he is like the best guy ever. I'm not just saying that. Well, maybe I am, but it's okay because I married him, so there you go. Best guy. Sorry, Lucina and Lily, I got the best one. Alright, so back to the recap. So we find out, Steve says he's been in a couple of long-term relationships. They share some of that. She says her connection with Steve is more than just the physical that she's had. It's more intellectual. And she offers him a rose, and of course he accepts. He's so sweet. And he is such a nice guy. And yeah, he's a keeper, like my husband. So yeah, we like Steve. Tavita then confesses dobbing Mark in for bragging and the daring thing or whatever. Mark is visibly upset. So that must have been the whole crying situation that we got a peep of. So yeah. So tomorrow night, we're going to have, obviously, more drama is going to probably be ramping up. And we got one more night to get through this week. And then we'll have a couple days reprieve until Sunday. Yes, it's a long ride. And I'm trying to hang in there, guys. So we'll do our best. But before we go, I just want to say thanks to all our new subscribers. Really, really appreciate that. Thanks for your likes on all our videos. And just, yeah, thank you. Anyone who, if you would subscribe, that's great. We surely appreciate that. Also, shout outs are coming soon. So if you haven't got your shout out emailed or put in the comments, you can still do that before we end up doing that. So if you want to get in on that. Before we go, though, remember, reality isn't really reality. They try to script things. They try to skew us to what they think will bring the most drama. It all depends on who's doing the editing. And that's almost a direct quote that I heard today from Tommy Bracco, who was on Big Brother US, and he's on Broadway and that sort of thing. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. Our recaps are all done in fun and based on characters that they have developed. So yeah, we think Glenn is weird. Sure, he might be, but they sure help it along, if you know what I mean. So take it as it is. It's all in fun. And with that, this ends another The Bachelorette New Zealand recap. I'm Mama C. Have a great day wherever you are.